I need you to understand something before I tell you this story. I wasn't some scared kid doing DoorDash for weekend beer money. I was 29 years old. I'd been delivering food in Portland, Oregon for 3 years. I'd seen it all, or at least I thought I had. Crackheads screaming at shadows. Couples fighting so loud I could hear plates breaking through the door. That one guy who answered naked every single time, like it was his personal joke. I had a system. I had rules. And I broke every single one of them on March 8th, 2024. It was a Friday night, raining. Not the romantic movie kind of rain, the kind that soaks through your jacket in 30 seconds and makes your phone screen impossible to read. My Honda Civic's windshield wipers were dying, squeaking across the glass like nails on a chalkboard. I'd been on the road since 4 in the afternoon. My goal was $200. I was at 173. Just a few more orders. That's what I kept telling myself. The ping came in at 11:42 p.m. I remember because I almost didn't accept it. The pickup was from a Thai place called Lotus Moon. Good restaurant, fast kitchen. The drop-off was in Forest Park area. Not the nice part with the hiking trails and the families. The edge, where the streetlights stop working and the addresses get weird. The payout was $47 for one order. I stared at my phone screen, rain drumming on the roof of my car. $47 for probably a 15-minute drive. That would put me over $200. I could go home, take a hot shower, forget this miserable night ever happened. But there was something off about it. The delivery instructions were long. Most people write things like leave at door or ring bell. This was different. This was a paragraph. I squinted at the tiny text on my phone. Important. Do not ring doorbell. Do not knock. When you arrive, you will see a blue plastic bin on the porch. Put the food in the bin. Close the lid. Walk back to your car. Do not look at the windows. Do not wait for confirmation. Leave immediately. You will be tipped in cash. Find it under the bin. Thank you for following these instructions exactly. My first thought was, okay, some paranoid rich person. My second thought was, maybe someone quarantining. This was 2024, but some people were still weird about COVID. My third thought, the one I should have listened to, something about this feels wrong. But $47. I accepted the order. Lotus Moon had the food ready when I got there. Always a good sign. It was in their usual brown paper bags, stapled shut. I could smell basil and lemongrass even through the bag. My stomach growled. I hadn't eaten since lunch. I put it in my insulated bag and checked the delivery address one more time. 427 Northwest Aspen Ridge Court. I typed it into Google Maps. The estimated arrival time kept changing. First it said 12 minutes, then 18. Then it recalculated and said 14. The blue line on the map squirmed like it couldn't decide which route to take. I pulled out of the parking lot. The roads were almost empty. Portland gets quiet after 11 on rainy weeknights. Just me, the occasional Lyft driver, and the streetlights reflecting off the wet asphalt like smeared yellow paint. I turned onto Burnside, heading west. The city lights started to thin out. I passed the last 24-hour gas station, glowing like a lonely island. Then it was just trees. Tall Douglas firs pressing in on both sides of the road, their branches black and skeletal against the sky. My GPS said, in 800 feet, turn right onto Northwest Aspen Ridge Court. I slowed down, looking for the turn. The street sign was barely visible, rusted, tilted at an angle, half covered by blackberry bushes. I almost missed it. I turned. The pavement turned to gravel immediately. My tires crunched over the rocks and the sound seemed too loud in the silence. The rain had slowed to a drizzle, but the wind picked up, making the trees sway and creak. There were no other houses, just forest on both sides, dense, dark. My headlights cut through the darkness, illuminating about 20 feet ahead and nothing more. I couldn't shake the feeling that the road was getting narrower, like the trees were closing in. The GPS said I was getting close. In 500 feet, your destination will be on the right. I leaned forward, squinting through the windshield, and then I saw it. It wasn't what I expected. I don't know what I expected. Maybe some off-the-grid cabin, some rich person's weird forest retreat. But this was. It was a normal house, 2 stories, painted gray, though the paint was peeling, a wide front porch with white railings, shutters on the windows. It looked like it had been picked up from a suburban neighborhood and dropped in the middle of nowhere. But there were no other houses around it, no driveway leading to a main road, just this one house, sitting in a clearing, surrounded by trees. The porch light was on. I pulled up to the curb, or what I thought was a curb. There was no sidewalk, just gravel that turned to mud at the edges. I put the car in park but left the engine running. I looked at the house. All the windows were dark except one on the 2nd floor. A faint, flickering light, like a candle or a TV screen. The curtains were drawn, but I could see the light moving behind them. On the porch, exactly where the instructions said it would be, was a blue plastic bin, the kind you'd use for recycling. It was sitting right in front of the door. I grabbed the food from my passenger seat, checked my phone one more time. The instructions were still there. Put the food in the bin, close the lid. Do not look at the windows, leave immediately. I took a breath. Come on, man. It's just a delivery. I opened my car door. The cold hit me first. It was late March, but the air felt like January. My breath came out in clouds. I could hear the wind moving through the trees, a low whistle that sounded almost like a voice. I walked toward the porch. Gravel crunched under my shoes. I kept my eyes on the blue bin. Don't look at the windows. But here's the thing about being told not to do something. It makes you want to do it. I could feel the windows watching me. I know how that sounds. Windows don't watch. But I swear I could feel eyes on me. The hairs on the back of my neck stood up. I climbed the porch steps. They creaked under my weight. Old wood. The porch was covered in dead leaves, wet and matted, like no one had swept it in months. The blue bin was right in front of the door. I crouched down, set the insulated bag on the porch, and unzipped it. That's when I noticed the smell. It wasn't the food. It was something else. Something faint but wrong. Like meat that had been left out too long. Like copper and wet earth. I pulled the Thai food out of my bag and opened the lid of the blue bin. I froze. There was already something inside, a piece of paper, handwritten in shaky black ink. It said, "Thank you for coming. Put the food on the floor next to the bin. You'll find your tip under the bin like I said. Whatever you do not open this bin all the way. Do not look inside. Just put the food down and go." My hands were shaking. Why would someone put a note inside the bin telling me not to open the bin? I looked at the food in my hands. I looked at the note. I should have left right then, but I didn't. I put the food on the porch floor, right next to the bin, exactly like the note said. Then I reached under the bin to find the cash tip. My fingers touched something. Not money, something cold, metal. I pulled it out. It was a driver's license, Oregon State ID. The photo showed a woman in her 30s, dark hair, smiling. Her name was Jennifer Hollis. The address on the license, 427 Northwest Aspen Ridge Court. The same address I was standing at. But the license was expired, and there was something wrong with it. The edges were burned, like someone had tried to destroy it but stopped halfway. I dropped it. What the hell? I stood up fast, my heart hammering. That's when I heard it. A thump from inside the house. Then another. Rhythmic. Slow. Thump, 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 like something heavy being dragged across the floor. I stepped back. The porch light flickered. The thumping stopped. Silence. And then a voice, muffled, distant, but definitely a voice, coming from inside the house. "Help me." My blood went cold. It was faint, weak, female. "Please, he locked me in. Please." I looked at the door. It was closed. No windows on either side. Just that solid wooden door with peeling paint. The voice came again. "I've been here for days. He's going to come back. Please don't leave me." Every instinct in my body screamed at me to run. But that voice, it sounded real. It sounded terrified. What if someone was actually trapped in there? What if I left and something horrible happened and I could have stopped it? I pulled out my phone. My hands were shaking so bad I almost dropped it. I should call 911. But what would I say? I heard a voice. There's a weird bin on a porch. I looked back at the blue bin. Do not open this bin all the way. Do not look inside. The voice came again, louder this time. Please. I can hear you out there. Help me. Screw it. I grabbed the lid of the bin. I lifted it slowly, just an inch. The smell hit me first. Stronger now, rotten and metallic. I tilted my head, trying to see inside. It was dark in there. I used my phone's flashlight. The light cut into the bin, and I saw clothes, soaked, stained dark, a woman's jacket, torn. My brain stuttered, trying to process what I was looking at. I tilted the bin lid further. Underneath the jacket was something else, a watch, broken, the glass cracked, and beneath that, I saw movement. Something shifted in the bottom of the bin. Not clothes, something alive. I slammed the lid shut. My hands were shaking uncontrollably. The door rattled. Someone was trying to open it from the inside. The handle twisted violently. Let me out! The voice was different now, angry, desperate, not asking for help, demanding. I ran. I didn't look back. I flew down those porch steps, my shoes skidding on the wet wood. I sprinted to my car. Behind me, I heard the door slam open. I heard footsteps on the porch. Heavy, fast. I didn't turn around. I yanked my car door open, threw myself inside, slammed it shut, locked it. My hands were shaking so bad I could barely get the key in the ignition. The engine started. I looked up at the rearview mirror. There was someone standing on the porch. A woman, wearing the same jacket I'd just seen in the bin. Her hair was wet, matted, hanging over her face. She was holding something in her hand, a phone. My phone number was on the screen. She was calling me. My phone started ringing. I threw it into the passenger seat. She didn't move. She just stood there, watching me, her mouth moving, speaking words I couldn't hear. I threw the car into reverse, tires spinning on the gravel. I backed up too fast, almost hit a tree, corrected, then slammed it into drive. I floored it. My headlights bounced crazily as I flew down that gravel road. Branches scraped the side of my car. I didn't care. I just needed to get back to the main road. Back to streetlights. Back to people. My phone kept ringing. Over and over. The same number. I didn't answer. I checked the rearview mirror every 2 seconds, expecting to see headlights following me. There was nothing. Just darkness. I hit Burnside and nearly sobbed with relief. Streetlights, a car passing. Normal. I pulled into the 24-hour gas station and parked under the brightest light I could find. My whole body was shaking. My phone finally stopped ringing. I checked the screen. 23 missed calls, all from the same number, and a voicemail. I didn't want to listen to it, but I had to know. I pressed play. Ear, static, breathing, and then her voice. Calm now, almost pleasant. You shouldn't have looked. I told you not to look. Now you're part of this. You saw me. You know where I am. And he knows you know. A pause. He's coming for you now. He has your license plate, your phone number, your name from the app. You can't hide from him. He's very good at finding people. Ask Jennifer. Oh wait, you can't. Because I am Jennifer. Laughter, cold, empty. See you soon, delivery boy. The voicemail ended. I sat there, frozen. I checked my phone. The delivery was marked as complete. I'd been given a 5-star rating and a message from the customer. Thank you for following most of the instructions. The food was delicious. Sorry about the confusion. Don't worry about what you saw. It's all taken care of now. I stared at the message. Then I opened the DoorDash app and tried to find the delivery details. The address was gone. Not just the address, the entire order, like it had been erased. I checked my earnings. The $47 was there, but there was no record of where it came from. I didn't sleep that night. I sat in my apartment with all the lights on, checking the locks every 10 minutes. The next morning, I searched for Jennifer Hollis, Portland, Oregon. I found something. A news article from 2022. Local woman missing after hiking trip in Forest Park, Jennifer Hollis, age 34, last seen on March 15, 2022. Her car was found abandoned on a Forest Service road. No body was ever recovered. The case went cold. There was a photo in the article. It was the same woman from the driver's license, the same woman I'd seen on the porch. But that was impossible. She'd been missing for 2 years. I couldn't let it go. I started searching for other missing persons cases in the Forest Park area. I found 7, all women, all between the ages of 28 and 40. All disappeared between 2019 and 2024. All last seen near hiking trails or Forest Service roads. None of them were ever found. And then I found something else. A Reddit post from 6 months ago, posted in a Portland delivery driver forum. The title, "Weird Delivery to Forest Park. Anyone else get orders to Aspen Ridge Court?" I clicked on it. The post had been deleted, but someone had quoted it in the comments. "Got a high-paying order last night to some address that doesn't exist on Google Maps. Instructions said to put the food in a bin and leave." I looked inside the bin and saw women's clothes covered in something dark. Freaked out and left. Anyone else experience this? The replies were mostly jokes, but one comment stood out, posted by a user named Delivery Ghost 503. "I delivered there 3 months ago, same instructions. I saw the clothes too. I reported it to the police. They said they'd investigate. Never heard back. The address disappeared from my delivery history. I quit driving after that. If you delivered there, get out of Portland." He tracks the drivers. I felt sick. The post was from 6 months ago. I searched for the username Delivery Ghost 503. The account was deleted. That night my phone rang. Unknown number. I didn't answer. It rang again and again. I turned my phone off. The next morning I found a DoorDash order confirmation email in my inbox for an order I never accepted. Pickup, Lotus Moon. Drop off, 427 Northwest Aspen Ridge Court, scheduled for tonight at 11:42 p.m. I didn't work last night. I hadn't opened the DoorDash app in 24 hours. But somehow an order had been placed under my account. I called DoorDash support. They had no record of the order. They said my account showed I hadn't worked in 2 days. But the email was real. I could see it. And at the bottom, in the delivery instructions, "Looking forward to seeing you again. Don't be late. Jay." I had 2 choices. Ignore it and hope it stopped, or go to the police. I chose the police. I walked into the Portland Police Bureau and asked to speak to someone about a missing person case. They took me to a detective. I told him everything. The delivery, the bin, the voice, Jennifer Hollis, the other missing women. He listened, took notes, and then he said something that made my blood run cold. "Sir, there is no Aspen Ridge Court in Portland. We've checked multiple times. Over the years, we've had 4 different delivery drivers come in with similar stories. We've sent officers to the area. There's nothing there. Just forest." I pulled out my phone, showed him the screenshot I'd taken of the delivery address. He looked at it. His face went pale. That's the same address. Exactly. Same wording in the instructions too. He turned to his computer and started typing. After a minute, he looked back at me. The 4 other drivers who reported this, they all went missing within a month of their report. My heart stopped. What? All 4 disappeared. No trace. We investigated, but there was no evidence of foul play. They just vanished. He closed his laptop. My advice? Leave Portland. Change your name. Don't use any delivery apps ever again. I left the police station and drove straight to my apartment. I packed everything I owned into my car. I deleted every app on my phone. I drove to Seattle that night. I changed my phone number. I got a job at a warehouse. Boring, safe, no addresses, no strangers, no deliveries. That was 9 months ago. I haven't been back to Portland since, but last week something happened. I was walking to my car after work. It was dark, raining. I heard footsteps behind me. I turned around. A woman was standing there, dark hair, wet, matted. She smiled. "Hello again, delivery boy." I ran. I got in my car and locked the doors. When I looked back, she was gone. But on my windshield, tucked under the wiper blade, was a piece of paper, soaked from the rain. I grabbed it. It was a receipt from DoorDash for an order placed under my old account. Pickup, Thai restaurant in Seattle. Drop off, my current address, scheduled for tonight, 11:42 p.m. At the bottom, "You can't run forever. See you tonight. Put it on the floor and run. Jay." I'm writing this from a motel 200 miles away. I don't know if I'm safe. I don't know if anyone who delivers to that address is safe. If you're a delivery driver, if you ever get an order with instructions like that, if someone tells you to put the food in a bin and don't look inside, cancel it. Block the number. Delete the app. Because some deliveries aren't about food. They're about something much worse. And some customers don't want to be fed. They want to be found by someone who'll deliver more than just dinner. I quit my delivery job after one Friday night, and I'm still running. But I have a feeling, deep down, that no matter how far I go, she'll always know where to find me. Because I looked in the bin, and now I'm part of the delivery.